So you're building a new home. That's huge. It's one of the biggest, most exciting investments you'll ever make. But let's be real. How do you know that all that fresh paint and those shiny new countertops aren't just hiding some really expensive mistakes? Well, that's what we're going to dive into. We'll walk you through how to make sure your dream home is actually built to last. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? There's this myth out there that new automatically means perfect. But thinking that way can be a really costly mistake. You know, it's kind of like a brand new car. Even it can have issues right off the factory line. And when it comes to your house, you've got to be your own first line of quality control. Let me tell you a quick, true story. There was this couple, and they were just obsessed with the beautiful crown molding in their new custom home. I mean, they loved it. But while they were staring up at the trim work, they totally missed that the ground outside was actually sloping toward their foundation. Fast forward 2 years, and guess what? That perfect dining room was a disgusting, moldy disaster. It's just a powerful reminder that the most important things are often the ones you can't even see. So that's what this is all about. We're going to walk through all the critical checkpoints step by step. The idea is to give you an expert's eye for quality, so you can protect not just your investment, but also your peace of mind. All right, let's start right where every single build begins, with the ground itself. You know, if you get the site work and the foundation wrong, honestly, nothing else you do right is going to matter. This is your home's first and most important line of defense. The number one enemy of any house, and I mean any house, is water. And the most basic rule to fight it is making sure you have positive drainage. It sounds technical, but it's super simple. It just means that when it rains, water flows away from your house, not toward it. If water just sits there against your foundation, believe me, it will always, always find a way inside. And here is the magic number you have got to remember: 6 inches. For the first 10 feet you move away from your house, the ground needs to drop by at least 6 inches. You can practically eyeball this. If it looks totally flat, or worse, if it looks like it's sloping back toward the house, that is a major, major red flag. Okay, now this is fascinating. This slide shows the real secret to a strong foundation. You see, concrete needs steel rebar inside of it to be strong, but where you place it is absolutely everything. The rebar has to be held up on these little stands, they call them chairs, so that the concrete can flow all around it. If it's just laying there in the dirt at the bottom, it's going to rust, and the bones of your brand new house will be weak from day one. All right, let's move on to the next phase. This is the rough-in stage. This is your last chance, your one and only chance to see all the vital systems of your home before they get buried behind drywall, maybe forever. So if you've only got one shot to look behind the curtain, what should you really be looking for? Let's zero in on 3 things that can save you from an absolute nightmare down the road. First, nail plates. Look for these little steel plates anywhere a pipe runs through a wooden stud. It's such a simple detail, but it's what stops a drywall screw from puncturing a pipe and causing a massive leak. Second, check your HVAC ducts. The joints should be gooped up with this thick gray paste called mastic, not flimsy tape that's just going to dry out and leak air. And third, and this is a big one, check the window flashing. That's the waterproof seal around your windows. This is so critical, and it gets done wrong so often that we really need to take a closer look. And this shows you exactly how that flashing is supposed to work. It absolutely has to be installed in what's called shingle fashion. Just think about it. How do shingles on a roof work? They overlap to shed water, right? It's the exact same idea here. The bottom piece of tape goes on first, then the sides overlap the bottom, and the top overlaps the sides. This system forces water out. If they do it in the wrong order, it literally creates a funnel to bring water into your walls. Okay, the walls are up. The house is starting to look like a house. But you know, good looks are only half the battle. Now we've got to check the details that make sure the house actually works right and is protected from the weather. So, on the outside, there are a few key things. If you have brick, you have to see these things called weep holes. They're just little gaps in the mortar down at the bottom that let any trapped water escape. Super important. Next, make sure your siding is at least 6 inches off the ground. That keeps it from rotting and helps keep termites away. And finally, caulking. Most joints should be sealed tight, but the metal flashing above your windows and doors, that has to be left open at the bottom. If you caulk that shut, you trap water inside the wall, which is the exact opposite of what you want. And here is a fantastic pro tip for checking the drywall finish inside. Don't just glance at the walls, really put them to the test. Kill the lights, take a bright flashlight and shine it almost flat against the wall, raking the beam across the surface. This little trick will make every single bump, bad seam, or nail pop cast a long shadow, making them totally impossible to miss. So the house looks finished, but does it actually work? For the plumbing, you can run a little stress test yourself. Fill up a bathtub, then pull the drain while you flush a toilet right next to it and run the sink at the same time. Now, as you can see here, a small drop in pressure might be okay. But if the pressure just tanks or the drains start gurgling and backing up, that could point to a serious venting issue that you definitely want fixed before you move in. We are almost there, almost at the finish line. The house is built, but your job isn't quite done. This final handoff is all about the paperwork. This is the stuff that protects your rights and your investment long, long after the builder is gone. So here's the bottom line. Do not close on this house until you have these three things. First, a signed punch list, which is the formal written list of every single little repair that's been agreed upon. Second, a big folder with all the manuals and warranty info for everything. And most importantly, the certificate of occupancy. That's the official piece of paper from the government that proves your home is safe and legal to live in. Now, you might be thinking, well, isn't the county inspector supposed to catch all this stuff? And the answer is not really. The county inspector is only on site for a few minutes, just checking for major code violations. The builder's walkthrough, that's mostly about showing you how to work the thermostat. A private inspector that you hire works for you. They're the ones who will spend hours doing the kind of deep dive analysis we've been talking about, giving you that crucial final layer of quality control. So, what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean? Well, by following these steps, you really transform yourself. You go from being a passive, kind of anxious buyer to an informed, educated partner in the building of your own home. And remember, this is not about being difficult. It's not about mistrust. In fact, any professional, high-quality builder is actually going to appreciate your attention to detail. It shows that you care about the home as much as they do, and it makes sure everybody is on the same page working toward the same goal, a fantastic, well-built house. In the end, every check, every question, every single detail we talked about, it all leads to this. This whole process, it isn't just about protecting your financial investment. It's about making sure that when you finally get those keys, you can walk through that front door with total confidence, knowing that your new home isn't just beautiful. It's safe, it's sound, and it's truly built to last.